Hi, this is Dr. Gary. Welcome to the Daily Tune-Up today. Across the country this week, there's a lot going on. I've been working with people for almost 30 years now. And in this career of being a mentor to many people, some of them even older than me and some of them a lot younger, I remember something that one of my mentors told me once, said, "Gary, it feels like I want you to succeed and be happy more than you do." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" "Of course I want to be happy." And he said, "By the behaviors that you exhibit beyond what you say, it appears that I want your success more than you do. You're just not working on it." And as I delved further into that, this person would give me suggestions, and I would hear those suggestions and I would want to do those things. However, there was trigger points inside of me that something would stimulate me and I'd do the old thing again. I would have the old behavior again without really muscling up, as they say these days, manning up, and really pushing through the barrier of being conscious about my behaviors and being conscious about what I was doing. Many people I'm working with right now across the country, I've noticed, are extremely unhappy. They're in relationships, they want out of them. And by getting out of those relationships while you're unhappy, without resolving the conflict, without understanding where it's coming from, without working on their own stuff, both people, they're not going to solve anything. That's running from your problem. If you have a job and you can't stand that job because of somebody in that business you're not getting along with, and you just quit that job, you cut off your nose to spite your face, so to say, now you don't have a job, you left there because that person's problem. You haven't resolved anything, and that problem still resides inside of you. You just ran from it. You did not grow through it. Many couples these days are unhappy with each other because in this throwaway society of throwing everything else away and recycling everything else, we just decide, oh, that person's irritating me, so I'm going to get rid of them. And that's not how it's done. We have to remember there's a higher side to this than just what you want. There's a spiritual side to this. And sometimes if you are spiritually enlightened and you have an advantage over your partner because they just don't seem to be getting it, you have a responsibility spiritually to also aid in that person's growth. And by doing that, you're going to be aiding in your own growth. Now I know sometimes people just push us to the limits of where we can't take it anymore. I've been there myself. You know what? Boo-hoo. Grow, learn, tolerate. One of the biggest things about trigger points are, those are moments of growth, or we can choose not to. Today, I understand that all of us have a lot going on. In some relationships, they're just not going to work. However, some of them that just feel like they're not going to work are not working because we're not opening ourselves up to our own growth and what we can do to grow into that relationship or grow through it anyway without being at war with that other person. If you're in a relationship today and you're having trouble with that relationship, remember you did love that person once. Anyway, you agreed to marry them or date them or live with them. What happened? And you can always blame it on the other person. How did you participate in it? And creating anger and frustration and resentment around these relationships is really a losing point. You're going to find yourself feeling worse, feeling terrible. And oh yeah, you can run from it. You can get out of it. You can get a divorce, or you can leave that person. But what's going to happen is you're still going to leave your heart wounded without resolving what the conflict was. These wrongs have to be made right. And sometimes two wrongs do not make a right. If you've been wronged, or if you feel like you're in a relationship that is not working, or if you're in a job and somebody there is bothering you and it's not working for you, do not quit. I can guarantee you if you quit, nothing is going to happen other than temporary resolve until you have the same problem again because you did not fix inside of you what created the problem for you. I believe all of us have the tolerance to deal with just about anyone if we choose to. I believe all of us have the capability to become a victim if we want to be. And if you are going to remain a victim, you will continue to remain a victim for the rest of your life. Or you can become victorious and win over these challenges and then resolve these conflicts with grace and dignity and poise. Until tomorrow, and I should say until next week, this is Dr. Gary wishing you an extraordinary weekend. And if you're in conflict today, you have power over that. Manifest a change in yourself first, and then help those other people in your lives grow. Bye-bye.